So basically, I can't find anywhere decent in the house to film at the moment in terms of lighting, so we're sitting on the floor and we're just going to hope for the best. Hey all, it's Starzy, and today I am going to do the Booktube anniversary tag. I believe that's what it's called. I have now officially been on here for over a year, so it seems appropriate. Although actually, my very first video, my very first wrap-up, I actually posted in maybe 2015? But that never needs to see the light of day, so for our purposes, it's been officially 1 year, and we never need to speak about that occasion from, what, like 5 years ago, because I've been watching Booktube a very long time, even before I was engaged with it. But before we start rambling on and on, let's just get right into the questions for this tag. Question 1 is, what anniversary are you celebrating? So 1 year. I uploaded the Booktube newbie tag in June last year, so it's been a bit over a year. 2, what genre or genres does your channel generally focus on? So I do tend to read kind of a little bit all over the place, but majority of my reading is fantasy, and at this point that's kind of all age ranges. Also, I've also been getting into thrillers. I also like horror, a little bit of romance, and yeah, occasionally just random whatever. 3 is, what are you most proud of on your channel in the last year? Just uploading anything at all. I did actually take like a 6-month break, so even though I've been here for a year, there was like a six months of inactivity in between that. But if I had to pick something, I think for one, my vlogs, just for the fact of having actually filmed consistently throughout a week, because I find that really difficult, and there's definitely vlog footage that has never seen the light of day because I wasn't consistent with it and didn't like it. So the fact that there are vlogs on my channel is an achievement in itself. But also, the thing that's probably taken me the longest at this point was my tier ranking video, when I tier ranked everything that I read last year. And I'm also pretty happy with my last video that just went up, which was my queer book recommendations, because I do want to start doing specific recommendation videos more often, and so I was pretty happy with that, and it's kind of a direction I would like to go in, and obviously very appropriate, we're still in Pride Month. 4 is, do you receive arcs to review? I have read a few arcs through NetGalley, and one was directly offered to me rather than me seeking it out, but other than that, I read a little bit through NetGalley, but that's about it. 5, what types of videos do you most like to do on your channel? So funnily enough, the videos I enjoy doing the most now are actually the ones that I used to dread last year, and that's reading wrap-ups. I really enjoy doing those now because I just get to sit down and chat about what I've been reading, and it's really easy and chill, and yet, yeah, I hated it last year, so I don't really know what happened, but they are what I like doing. I also did really enjoy doing the tier making video, but I was a little disheartened by the fact that it got like no engagement when I first put it up, so I haven't made any more, but I did enjoy doing that. 6, what types of videos do you like to watch on other people's channels? So wrap-ups are actually my favorite things to watch as well, not just book wrap-ups, like movie wrap-ups, because it's the most concise way of just knowing what people are actually reading at the moment and what they thought of things, and it's where I get a lot of book recommendations from. So as much as it's like such a basic type of video that everyone does, it is actually my favorite thing to watch, so I appreciate. 7, was there anything you tried on your channel last year that didn't work? I don't think there's anything in particular that I would say like didn't work. I mean, my art videos tend to get the least amount of engagement and watches in general of everything I upload, but like I'm still gonna do it anyway, so it's not like I think it failed. Like at the end of the day, this channel is for me more than anyone else, and so I'm still gonna put up art content even if it gets really minimal engagement, because it's something that I want to do. It's something that is a big part of my life and has always been, so yeah. Otherwise there wasn't like anything in particular out of the box that I did or something that I was like, no, I don't want to do that again. I haven't had that experience as yet. 8, is there anything that you've done on your channel last year that you won't continue doing next year? Intentionally? No, there isn't anything I'm intentionally like, no, I'm gonna stop doing that. But will we ever continue the Marvel Cinematic Universe rewatches? remains to be seen. I'm not like intentionally not doing it, but I definitely haven't done any since last year. So we'll see. Maybe if anyone actually wants to see those, like, pressure me into doing it. Because yeah, that was a thing I was doing and then never got back to after I took a break from the internet. So yeah. 9, is there anything that you plan to do more of this year? So 2 things mainly. 1, specific recommendations. Like I mentioned, I just did a queer recommendations video. I want to do more of those, like picking some kind of category and giving 5 recommendations for that. And also more non-book related content I would like to do, particularly maybe movie stuff or just general geekery stuff. Like, kind of want to talk about my favorite horror movies, maybe some video games. I don't know. We should know, we don't plan things particularly. We don't really plan things on here. I mean, I do enough planning in my day-to-day life that when it comes to this is just my outlet, and we just do stuff when we want to. But I do want to make more non-book related content. Yeah. 10, is there anything new that you plan to add to your channel next year? Again, I'm going to mention those recommendations since I've only done 1 of them at this point. It is something new I'm going to be doing or planning or to do or hopefully going to do. Some more 5 recommendation videos is something I want to continue doing in the future. Something new that I want to continue. Yes, I'm so rambly today. I had last week off topic. When do I ever stay on topic for an entire video? But last week there was something going on with my eye. It was uncomfortable and watering, and so I couldn't put makeup near it or anything. So for the first time since I came back to YouTube, I did not upload a video last week. But because that means it's been a couple of weeks since I last filmed, I'm out of practice, so I'm even more rambly than usual. So you're welcome. Why are you here? 11, what are some of the challenges you face on your channel? Alright, I'm gonna get into a few things here, and one of them is actually linked to why I took the break from the internet in the first place. So, alright, so first of all, the thing that I mentioned from the very beginning, it was in my Booktube newbie tag, that I thought the thing I was going to struggle with the most would be consistency, and to an extent that stayed true. I mean, as I said, I took that big 6-month break, and while there were reasons that I felt I had to in the first place, the longer I went without filming, the harder I found it was to get back in front of a camera. And that's all linked into the thing of, like, if something's not a routine for me, if I stop doing something, it's very easy for me to, it's very difficult for me to get back into it sometimes. Wow, I don't know how to express myself clearly. What? Anyway, I do find it difficult. It can be difficult to be consistent, or to find the time to do something like this, especially when I'm actually working full-time and things like that. But linked in with that is also kind of self-esteem and mental health issues, because the lower my mental health is, the lower my self-esteem tends to be, and that contributes to me being kind of a perfectionist with things and not being happy with anything that I've done. And that's why there are some little vlog snippets and things like that from the past year that never saw anything. And it's also tied in with the other main issue I've had, which is why I took the break in the first place, which is something I haven't talked about here, but I am a teacher, and last year my students did stumble across me online, and teenagers can be cruel, and I did face a lot of bullying and harassment where I was working. A lot of kids were lovely, so I don't get the wrong idea, and a lot of the bullying and harassment actually came from kids that I'd never had anything to do with within the school before. But along with that, it wasn't just I didn't care that people had seen it, right? But can I help you?
What are you doing?
Film me?
Okay.
Stop distracting me! Where was I? I didn't really care that people had seen it. It was more some of the behaviours and some of the, I didn't care that people had seen it. It was more the fact of the behaviors some people were exhibiting towards me because of it. And also a big part of it was I was worried that I was going to be made to remove a lot of things that I did online at the time. So I thought the best thing I could do at the time was to completely step back and not have much of an online presence. So that was kind of the initial trigger for things. And then YouTube was actually kind of the last place I came back to, because again, it was that thing of having that huge gap. It was hard to get back into, especially while I was working. But anyway, whole combination of things. But at the end of the day, things were fine. I got over it, and kids got over it, and then after that it was more just like, that was the tipping point, but then there were just other things going on as well. Again, like mental health wise and stuff, of like completely irrelevant, but it meant that I was away again. I put myself into a bit of a slumpy mood here, but basically, yeah, just being consistent and being confident in myself and why I'm here in the first place, I guess, because I'm here for me, for expressing things that I want to express, talking about things I want to talk about, and engaging with other like-minded people. So let's move on from that. Yeah. 12, what equipment do you use to film your videos? Most of my videos are filmed on my iPad Pro, which is probably like the best purchase I ever made because of how many different things I use it for, particularly like art and things like that as well. But also it's very convenient because then everything is right there on the iPad and easy for me to go and edit straight away. And then any vlogs are filmed on my phone, so they're the only things I use. 13, what is your one best piece of advice you can give to another booktuber? I mean, I don't feel like I'm in a position to give advice. I'm very small fry. I mean, I just gained over 100 subscribers only within the past couple of weeks, so very, very small fry. I can't speak. Very small fry. But I think it just links into that thing of you need to be confident and aware of why you're here in the first place, because I think a lot of people, it can be very hard to not be disheartened. Like, that's another thing, another challenge that you have to face that I didn't cover, but it can be very disheartening looking at kind of numbers and making comparisons and all of those kind of things. And I think you just need to make sure you're here for you, and at the end of the day, like, I personally don't think numbers matter. Like, that's not why I'm here. I'm here as my own personal, I'm here for it to be my own creative outlet and to engage with other people. And so if I have even like 1 or 2 people regularly engaging with my content and leaving comments on my videos and all of those kind of things, like, for me that's a win, and that's why I'm here. Like, I'm so glad that there are those few people who are constantly engaging with me now, that confirm that I'm not just screaming into an empty void. And again, yeah, that's why I'm here, just to express myself and to communicate with other people. So yeah. And the last one, number 14, what is the best part of having a booktube channel? Again, it's the communication. What are you doing? But yeah, the best part is being able to engage with other people. The amount of people who, again, are regularly commenting on my things now and talking to me, and we're chatting about the books we've been reading, and if we've read similar things, and all of that side of it is gonna put in clips of you just walking past. But yeah, that's what's great about being on here, having been able to connect with some other people, and to have those people that I'm regularly having conversations with and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I feel like there's something else I was going to mention and I don't remember. Anyway, I think that's it. Starzy out.